Hello everyone, this is RVer Frank with Kathy and Coco. I want to tell you about the Kearsarge Mining Company in the Eastern Sierra that I've referred to in other videos, which should not be confused with the later settlement of Kearsarge in the Owens Valley that we are headed towards today.
To think about it was like a movie.
It's a very unique community, the last place you'd expect.
In the autumn of 1864, on a then unnamed mountain in the Eastern Sierra, 5 woodcutters discovered a vein of rich silver and gold ore. The men staked their claims to 3 mines. They mined and shipped 4 tons of ore to a stamp mill in Nevada, receiving $900 a ton. The news of their mine leaked out, and several mine investors purchased the 3 main silver claims, forming the Kearsarge Mining Company. They established the mining camp known as Kearsarge or Kearsarge City, below the mines located high up on the east slope of the Eastern Sierra, at an elevation of 8,830 feet, located just below the 12,621-foot high granite Kearsarge Peak, and east of the Kearsarge Pass, 8 miles west of present-day town of Independence, California. These new owners had driven a 50-foot tunnel into the side of the mountain by August 1865, reaching $650 per ton for the silver ore. After a winter of heavy snow, on the afternoon of March 1st, 1866, an avalanche swept away most of the camp and some of the population, killing the wife of the mine foreman and injuring several men. The remaining camp population relocated to a safer site nearby, except the miners who continued to operate the mines and a mill that was constructed that summer. The Rex Montes mine, which became the principal gold source in the district, was worked on a large scale from 1875 to 1883. Kearsarge was mostly abandoned by 1888. The mill was removed, and with little else remaining, but it was occupied on and off as attempts were later made to revive the mines with little success. The first written account of the later settlement, called Kearsarge, is June 23, 1866. The San Francisco paper Alta California mentioned Kearsarge as a stagecoach station, and it seems to have evolved into the railroad station by 1883. The railroad station first named Independence for the nearby town and county seat. It soon became known as Citrus and renamed Kearsarge Station in 1913. The name Kearsarge, popular back then, comes from the Union man-of-war USS Kearsarge, which had then recently sunk the Confederate ship CSS Alabama off the coast of France. A nearby settlement had been named Alabama Hills by Confederate sympathizers, so this evened the score after the naval battle. The Kearsarge station served the Carson and Colorado Railway, a narrow-gauge railroad that ran from Mound House, Nevada to Keeler, California. It served the community until it was closed in 1932. Aside from the station building, there was a residence for the section boss and a bunkhouse for the workers. The typical Carson and Colorado station building stood until 1955, when it was demolished without much left to explore today to serve as a reminder of what was. Built originally as a stagecoach depot in 1866, it evolved into a railroad station in 1883 to carry freight and passengers on the Carson and Colorado Railroad line, known locally as the Slim Princess. It was first named Independence, then changed to Citrus, and finally Kearsarge Station in 1913. Alongside the station depot was a residence for the section boss and a bunkhouse for the workers. It served the Independence community from 1883 until it was closed during the Great Depression on June 29, 1932. The station was torn down in 1955, and the railroad line ceased operation on April 30th, 1960. In 2003, the Carson and Colorado Railway became aware that the original station site of Kearsarge was still owned by Southern Pacific's successor, Union Pacific Railway. The 13-acre site, including approximately 3/4 of a mile of right-of-way that included the station site, water well, and section house sites. Through some timely donations, the c&cr was able to purchase the site from Union Pacific Railroad. Although the site, save for some foundations, was virtually undetectable from the rest of the desert, the c&cr was determined to someday make a memorial on that site. That day came in 2009 when the c&cr was approached by the Slim Princess, chapter of E. Clampus Vitus, otherwise known as the Clampers, about doing a granite plaque at the site. The c&cr decided to take it one step further and lay 100 feet of track on the original right-of-way to complement the plaque. In March 2009, the c&cr and Clampers came together, put down 100 feet of rail and ties in about 8 hours. Along with the ties and the rail, the station site was marked out. An interpretive sign with a site map was erected, and best of all, an authentic railroad crossing sign was placed next to Mazurka Canyon Road. In June of 2009, the Clampers set their stone monument and performed a dedication ceremony that saw the largest gathering of people at the Kearsarge station in 100 years. Over 120 people attended. Located just over the tracks to the east is a small pet cemetery. Looking out over the valley, I can just imagine myself back in time and can hear the Slim Princess leaving Kearsarge Station for its final departure.